Manchester United have been transformed this season, and in no small part whatsoever by the addition of Christian Eriksen and Casemiro to the engine room of midfield. Now, both of those two playing at the level that they are playing feels a little bit unsustainable, and potential injury to Eriksen, the suspension that we've seen for Casemiro, shows us how reliant we've been on those two being available every single week. United are still competing on four fronts. And in competing on four fronts, United have really ground down our first choice players. Fred can occasionally come in and add a little bit of a spark, but I think those little cameos are about all he is good for. And Scott McTominay, I think every single appearance, his level appears to go down, and his standing within the squad appears to go down. Manchester United need a short-term reinforcement to help us see out the season. So I've got a list here of a couple of players that I think might be able to fill the boots, someone that we can get in on loan, someone that could actually make a difference to us and maybe push us over the line and see us with some silverware before the end of this season. Now, it's worth saying that Gravenberch would have been the perfect midfielder for us to go and get. His age profile, his history with Ten Hag, and all the qualities that he has got, but Bayern Munich have said no. They've rubbished the idea of him going loan. So even if United are to strike the next couple of days, I think it's going to have to be someone else. Although the recent emergence of Cancelo going to Bayern might change that somewhat, might be worth the phone call, but I still think probably not. So the first one that I think Manchester United should be looking at is Fabio Miretti. His rise last season was truly astonishing. He made small steps in Serie C with Juventus under-23 team in 2021, but in 21-22 he went to another level. He became a real key player for their under-23s, and while being one of the stars of that season's UEFA Youth League, Juventus made a strong run to the semi-final with him being the major force in that. Allegri is notoriously hesitant to blood youngsters. And in fact, Italian football on the whole seems very, very slow to blood in youngsters. You don't see as many teenage sensations breaking through there as you do in perhaps Germany, France, or even England. But Allegri give him some minutes. Late on in the season in Serie A, some of the dead rubbers at the end of the season, he started 4 of the games towards the end of the season, and he was excellent. There's so much to like about Miretti's game, both in and out of possession. Off the ball, he is a real rugged, sort of combative defensive player that presses with intensity, closes people down quickly, and he's always looking for interceptions to kickstart those transitional opportunities into attack. With possession, he is press resistant, he's very good technical, he's creative, he's a damaging player that can feature in a number of different positions and roles across midfield. Deep in midfield, he can be that sort of line-breaking, press-resistant ball carrier that helps the team beat the first line of press, very much reminiscent of what we see out of both Casemiro and Eriksen. He can also play a box-to-box role. He's got the legs, he's got real industrious qualities as a ball winner. He's also got that license and ability to be aggressive going forward as well. We've even seen him play as a number 10, where the creativity, the dribbling, and that excellent ball striking technique that he's got have also come to the fore as well. This is a real complete player. The biggest weakness in his game, he's got an eagerness to sort of force the play a little bit. And I think playing alongside someone like a Casemiro could really like calm him down and add that little bit layer of experience that he's going to need to be the player that will hopefully fulfill the potential that he's got. But he loves to be aggressive, he loves to be direct, and I think if someone can rein in a little bit that youthful exuberance, or go the other way, smack his ass and tell him to go for it, I think he could find that at United. There is no doubt that he's a gem. He's already been touted as Italy's most technically proficient midfield prospect since Miretti, who you know that I love. And he's got all the potential to be a plug-and-play player in a range of systems and tactical setups because of the multiple roles that he can play. Why would he leave? Juventus are in a little bit of turmoil. I think he'd be difficult to get out of Juventus because of the turmoil that they're in. They're probably thinking, look, we're probably going to have to sell some real big stars in the next window. This is one that we're probably able to keep hold of, but you never know. The right question goes at the right time, and you might be able to get him in the mixer. Next up that we can have a look at then is Orkun Kokcu, 22 years of age, central midfielder from Feyenoord. And the ability to play a different type of pass is what makes Kokcu highly effective, and he can contribute in a number of situations of play. It allows him to play loads of different roles in a build-up. You've got the option for him to sit deep. He can orchestrate the attack. He can get further forward, or he can do a combination of both, as he seems to do at the moment at Feyenoord. He can effectively be viewed as a complete midfielder, proficient in a number of aspects of the game. Work rate and energy levels absolutely through the roof, being compared to a prime Tielemans before he tossed it off very recently. And he's got technical ability that's actually been compared to David Silva. This is a serious player that we're talking about here. There's a lot of guile to the way he plays. He's naturally gifted. He's got capable of seeing a pass as well as delivering a pass. And he's also deadly from set pieces. Kokcu's style of play can be analysed in 4 different areas. He's got passing, he has got goals, he's got shot creation, and he's got defence. Goals and shot creation, defence, and also in possession. What stands out the most is the technical ability of him. The ball control, the first touch, the passing, the long-range passes especially, absolutely top tier. During the 21-22 season, he played 44 times in total. He racked up 3,758 minutes in total. He scored 9 times, assisted 8 goals. He was a 21-year-old central midfielder. Unbelievable. Healthy numbers there for a player that operates from deep. This season, he's got 9 goals and 2 assists already. The strikers not got them sort of numbers. 98 percentile for dribbles completed, top 10 percentile for goal creating actions and through balls, top 5% for key passes, expected assists and shot creating actions. He is a player, boys and girls, and he would be excellent for United to get in on loan. Last one that we're going to look at then is Nicolas Seiwald, RB Salzburg, central midfielder, 21 years of age. Seiwald enjoyed a real good start this season in Austria. He combines strong physicality, which I think is something you need in England, as well as really intelligent, progressive passing, making him one of the most sought-after midfielders in the world at the moment. He often positions himself very deep in the build-up, likes to get on the ball early when you're playing out, makes himself useful for breaking up play in a real authoritative manner. He is the central focal point in his side's defensive structure, which is something that United could really benefit from, especially in some of the bigger games that we're going to find ourselves in. A role that really suits him because of the reliability that he's got and the brain that he's got in all thirds of the pitch, constantly on alert to his surrounding. He sort of excels under pressure, really puts himself in great positions, finds the right places to receive the ball and break up play. He is a youngster that has promised a lot, but I think his rugged style could really make him suited to the Premier League. And he is a machine. He's in the 99th percentile, which means the top tier. The literal, it doesn't get better, the 1% for passes blocked, tackles in defensive third, and also yellow cards because he's got a little bit of needle about him. But not a bad thing. I like that. I like the chaos that they bring like that. His profile doesn't just fit as an Eriksen stopgap. I think he is a good sort of player that could see himself eventually anchoring United's midfield in the future, or being a pretty good alternative to Casemiro as Casemiro ages. This is one for the future, not just for right now. But this is one that could do a little bit of both. United could probably try and get him from Salzburg. Very gettable if United come calling. Last minute, I can imagine them very reluctant to allow him to go, but a decent loan fee with the promise of a bigger fee later down the line, something that you might be able to sort out. And of course, if they believe in him going on loan now without a guaranteed loan fee, he goes back to them in the summer and somebody comes and puts a lot of money on the table for him. So there you go. There's 3 players that you might not have thought of that Manchester United might get in, as well as Gravenberch. I'd be picking the phone up and just asking the question. And later this week, we're going to do a video looking at who could potentially be long-term replacements for Casemiro. So stay tuned for that one. Make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you lot in the next one. Laters. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, 5-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.